Alrighty. I'll turn up my music a little. So we're doing some QA on Tearyn. I have a new build up. And if you aren't aware, we have our official Epic Games store page up. It's all here. Got some screenshots. I know I'll be probably updating the video after we get a decent playtest this month. That's all our stuff, links, all this mumbo jumbo here, and then in the future you'll be able to play the playtest through the demo right here. So I am testing the build. Got my QA test list here. I think I picked up all the quests. Okay. Just gonna take some time and just try some basic stuff. It's should be good overall. I haven't changed too much. Got some burbs done. Turn that in. Get a health pot. I did start a new character. Oh yeah, I should get my... I should plug my runes Tearyn. That's not what. Channel here. New Ruins of Tearyn video. Alright, those plugged. Just checking my Discord for something. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, doing the posting of things. doing. Yeah, let's do that. An image maybe. All right, posting's done. Mushroom. So my main goal here is to just make sure everything is relatively working and there's no game-breaking bugs. And that way, the people that do log in a little bit on our unofficial test, I'll be able to actually play. Hey, Tap Steady. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, get some sleep. I have a feeling my low file just put you right to bed. All right, does this work now? Okay, good. It's there. Oh, I never did my update on my title. All right. All right. Need some wood. Oh, sucrose. I'll need that right now. Yellow mushroom. Why does it feel like I'm getting a lot of these? Blue flower, yellow mushroom. Now let's do some. Let's build a campfire. Is crafting broken? Apparently. Hello. Oh, I know your name is not John Deere. It is. I'm blanking. I know it. Square Peg. How you doing, Square Peg? Just like that. Why is that not working? Interesting. But yeah, so right now I'm doing some QA on our demo. We have our actual page launched on the Epic Games Store. We're trying to do a push for wish lists. So trying to get some traction. Maybe we'll be able to actually get a publisher one day. But it's also just a lot easier to get people. We have a demo kind of version up. And that's what I'm kind of testing right now. Servers are down right now, so you can't do it. But whenever we do open playtest, you can just come to our page, download the demo, and you'll be able to hop in. Okay, so why am I not able to craft? Woodworking, campfire. Oh yeah, now I've been doing this for a long time, dude. I know all about the bad publishers, and like I'm only really going for the good publishers, and so yeah, like basically it's like with a project like Tearyn, one's the problem. I am looking for probably like a $2 to $3 million deal, and so that's just not being funded right now. And that goes into the fact of, okay, we're proving that we can build the game with what we have. What the heck's going on here? A whole weird ridge. Hold up. Let me mark that down. Weird landscape ridge at starting lake. So like just funding is just so scarce right now. Like indies are having trouble getting even like a 500K deal right now. So there's no way we're going to even bother trying to do any type. And like the $2 to $3 million range is like not many publishers even do that at all. So it's like we have our target publishers we want to go to, and we're going to just keep building to the point that maybe we actually get them. Awesome. Thank you so much, Scripeg. It's so nice to be able to tell people, hey, like, go wish us our game now. It's so awesome to be able to say that finally. But yeah, so like there's like the top of the top is the ones that are kind of like because we're doing open development and it's an MMO, so we know development's going to be over a long period of time. Like sort of covers, not entirely, but sort of covers a lot of the marketing aspects. So like the top place, you know, I'm looking at is Outer Sloth, but you know, I think we're going to have to prove ourselves more to be able to get something like that. And that kind of goes into play why I'm pushing for. Is this working yet? Let me see. Mana Spice. I think I still need but there's other publishers and stuff that'd be nice to get. And so like obviously getting a publisher that does marketing has tons of benefits to it as well. Let me turn down my game volume a little bit. Don't want it too loud. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, we're ramping up a lot. Like I did have a video come out today on just some of the philosophies, and we get questioned a lot about the art style and stuff. So I wanted to just re-emphasize the fact that, hey, we're in pre-production. We're not in alpha. We're not in beta. We're in pre-production. We're using marketplace assets for a reason. We're like I'm doing a big content dive this month.
But also mention that a lot of these assets, like for an example, like before and different types of things are from different marketplace assets, and that's what even AAA does.
Yeah.
Really emphasize that they do that, and they go in and have somebody alter it with color, alter a little texture, and they use it all the time because those types of things are in like New World, and those are Amazon budgeted crap.
Yeah. If you can't hear, Game Dev's talking just about lots of companies, big and small, will buy marketplace assets and refurbish them in many different ways. Sometimes it's a small amount, sometimes it's a lot amount. Like even New World had Mixamo animations.
And
Like
that's Amazon backed.
yeah,
Okay?
and so
Like some of these shrubs and stuff, they come from those errors. And I just want like players to
mhm,
understand how the industry works, you know?
yeah,
And yes, we are taking also realism and we're trying to mix it in with stylization as well. And that's kind of like our personal style. And
yeah,
yes, we are two people, so I don't make the characters myself, but I do make alterations when I can.
yeah. And so the core idea of the video obviously was just the fact that we're using marketplace assets, make the game work, make it fun, and focus on art stuff later, and that's kind of the core. And hey, we're doing pretty damn good for what we've created with just marketplace assets and creating a style and stuff. And so, yeah, and so I mean, every game developer uses marketplace stuff, right? It's mainly the thing that turned people off right now is the Cinti Studio characters because they're just kind of overused. Um, but the low poly aesthetic is something we will be trying to elevate a lot. So that's the kind of idea there. And so just kind of re talked about that, and then on our Runes of Tearyn channel, I didn't even like mention that we were on the Unreal Engine live stream, so it also references that. And so, but I'm doing a huge content push this month, just because obviously there's a lot of MMO news going on right now, with so many MMOs canceled. There's just a lot of just MMO stuff coming out everywhere. And so I want to kind of hopefully shine a light on what we're doing, because there's a lot of content creators as well that are like covering indie gems and indie MMOs. Like Project Gorgon just launched. Like some content creators are doing that. And like Monsters and Memories, Aldrin, all these small indie MMOs are getting like traction. And hopefully I can carve out a piece of that for Runes of Tearyn as well. And because I do think that just our experience building our tech kind of gives us an edge, and just another one of the things I want to do is just talk about how MMOs just keep making the same mistakes over and over. It's like overscoping. The world's too big. They try to make the world like as big as like 5 times the Earth-size scale, trying to make the world the size of Jupiter, and so that's not good. Building a team size that's not realistic of outcomes. Like a lot of MMOs are building niche MMOs, but they have a team size that's for theme park WoW style MMO, and that's a mistake. Yeah, I've been glued to Ash's news, dude. Like I've been watching Ash's creation devlogs for so long, and it's going to be so interesting to see. And I think the recent comments from Steven, where he's doing his own lawsuits and stuff, and filing his lawsuit stuff. But how much Ash's creation sold for to these board investors or equity partners is going to be really interesting. How much employees were paid and employee budgets is really a key part of whether this is a scam or not. How much did Steven pay himself during this? Did he take a salary, right? And did he take profits out of the company in any way? And then the money tracking the money of how much did Steven actually of his own money put into Ashes of Creation. A lot of that probably won't come out until court documents come around, right? But those are going to be the actual game-breaking things of if Steven's like this scam artist person or whatever. Yeah, the equity partners took control because they wanted their money. And so it'll be interesting. Like I do agree with, like, I watched Kira's video as well on the matter. Like, I do agree that people are jumping to conclusions too fast right now, and there's only so much Steven can say because of legality things. But they keep calling him a scam artist, and it's like that could be true, right? But let's see let's see the money transactions. Let's see the money that came from Steven put into Ashes of Creation, you know, and because if he really did put like 50 to 60 million dollars of his own money into the project, can't really call it a scam, right? Like, it's those type of things that people are kind of jumping to conclusion on. And so it's overall, all the employees got severely screwed. I really hope that they do a class action lawsuit against the equity company in order to get their wages back, right? The wage theft going on there is insane. The fact that they potentially are not getting paid for the last 2 weeks to a month, plus you're not getting their severance pay and their Warren Act pay is insane. Well, yeah, it's this equity company supposedly right now is not paying out like the last 2 weeks or 2 to 4 weeks of pay for all the staff. They were supposed to get bonuses for hitting like Alpha 2 stage or something like that. And when you issue the Warren Act, you should be forced to pay those last 61 days of the Warren Act, and they're not paying that either. So all the employees right now severely screwed in this. They're the ones getting like screwed the most. And it's very like the whole Steam thing. Like I think there was I think it got deleted, but there was apparently a employee had some sort of recording on Twitter or something that talked about even though the company just made like $10 million or something on Steam from the Steam launch, which could have easily paid for all this employee stuff, they're not paying that out. And so I really hope. And then there's accusations that there could be like there's all these like botting problems, right? And RMT going on, real money transactions going on in the game. And it almost seems like it was left alone because there was like insider people doing that. It's almost as if this board people are really as shady as they are, were they the ones RMTing their own gold and trying to milk it for what it's worth. And obviously that's all just speculation. There's no proof of that right now. There's like potentially some hints of it, but those screenshots and stuff aren't confirmed anyway and all that stuff. But yeah, there's so much to it. It's not even funny. I think I need to get I forgot to get the power spice. Where's the power spice? Oh, of course I interrupted. But I've been like glued to MMO news. Like it's crazy to me. Like just today, DatMods, he's an action RPG streamer playing Project Gorgon, like this super indie MMO. There was obviously Lazy Peon also like searching for indie MMO gems, and it's like it feels like it is a good time to be an indie MMO. Like this is the moment right now to be an indie MMO and try and get traction. Like I view it as like this is the moment that RuneScape kind of like got traction at all, being a web-based MMO with the two giants basically, or the couple of the different giants. Obviously WoW wasn't out quite yet when RuneScape launched, but it kept a good pace because it had a bit of a uniqueness to it. All right, can I craft yet? Alchemy. I still need the power spice. Where did I put the power spice? Let's try and craft the mushroom sword. So reason crafting is not working. Why is crafting not working? Crafting not working. But yeah, there's so much drama going on with that. But like, it's crazy that the Ghost MMO dropped out. There was one of the tech guy for Ultima and Star Wars Republic, or what, the online Star Wars or whatever. I can't remember his name. His funding got pulled as well. I don't know if I can take 2 of those yet. I think I have a power spice down here somewhere. I'll get my potion first. If I can craft simple herb. Was that one? Yeah, let me figure it out. So there's Raph Koster, but he's building Star's Reach. And I could probably change twig respawn to 2-3 minutes. So yeah, Raph Koster has his MMO, and I think he's gotten ridiculous amounts of money for that. He did a Kickstarter that got like 800K, but I think he had like a little venture backing for it as well. But there was also what's his name's? Not Star. It's like Rich Vogel. Rich Vogel's. I don't know if it was confirmed it was an MMO, but it was obviously something multiplayer. I'm assuming it was something multiplayer. Rich Vogel has been like the CTO on things like that. And he was like, I think he was pretty sure he was the CTO in Star Wars Old Republic, or whatever the online one is. I can never remember what the online version is. And it was one of those I guess the projects that NetEase was working funded. And so, but yeah, Ghost, his project, Ashes of Creation, obviously the slew of MMOs on Kickstarter have been failing. This is so weird why crafting's not working. I don't even touch crafting. I'm going to relog and see if it fixes it. Have to flip servers back on. And then obviously New World got canceled. Obviously the new Lord of the Rings MMO got canceled. Like, it's just crazy to have a specific genre just get so tanked is just It's nutty. For so much of it to kind of come crashing down. And so, I think there's even more than that got canceled. Or the Warhammer. Warhammer had an MMO coming out. That got canceled. I did not want to log on the mage. Damn it. Oh, I can test this real quick. Alright, good. Those aren't equipping. That equipped. Can't equip. I added requirements, like class requirements for stuff. Testing the zone-to-zone loading right now. I really want to polish up the loading transitions. See if my music starts. Should. Here's your little preview of the boss fight here. The raid encounter. Obviously, this character is level 50, so it's like 30 levels above the dragon right now. So I'm kind of god mode. And then the whelps actually grow in power over time. So if you don't deal with them, they get stronger and stronger. And then if they reach the end of their life, they explode. Yeah, there's the explosions going off. Gotta make the explosions more clear though. I also need to add small emissive to dragons. Alright, I can quit out of that. Quit out of that too. Okay. Legends of Arya Eternal. I did not hear about that one. What's that one? Even things like Brighter Shores, Brighter Shores is kind of struggling to do their thing. Is it an indie MMO or more AAA, AA type thing? Indeed, cool. Let me Google it so I can just check it out later. And then there is, I know, like, all right, let's see if I can actually craft real quick. Campfire. Yeah, wow, crafting is just completely broken. That is so wild. Like, I don't even remember touching crafting at all. There's a chance I was trying to instigate my, I want to create basically a, like, anti-button mashing system. I'm a big person for, like, not letting your actual players can actually DDoS your servers if you just let them constantly just spam everything. So I'm trying to, I want to integrate a system where basically a global cooldown for any action. And so if you push a combat button, you can't move your inventory at the same time as pushing a combat button. You can't craft while pushing a combat button type thing. And it's good security, good. They kind of call it chaos testing, where you just kind of button mash everything and see what happens. And you can cause obviously complications with that. Now my systems are so modular, probably nothing would happen in a chaos testing situation, but it's just good architecture to kind of follow a flow like that. Because if you don't throttle, I think they actually in Ashes of Creation they have this problem where they're not throttling inputs from the client, which lets them just spam like these bots and stuff are like spamming random shit and getting away with it. Yeah, no, like there's a I watched a lot of some of these content creators making Ashes content, and like Nice Gaming had featured a few of them where these bots were like level 1 using every ability possible in a game that weren't even part of their class, and they were just sitting there farming, AFK farming, killing stuff. And so, I look at that as like, okay, how do I prevent that in my game? And I already know that like you physically can't like the only abilities you can use on your character are the abilities you have on your kit. It's not physically possible for you to use other abilities through my code right now. So I'm paying really a lot of attention to things like that. Because I know RMT stuff will eventually hit Tearyn in the long run, and so I'm trying to make sure I prepare myself for battling the cat and mouse game of that stuff. Obviously, it's not going to be for quite a while with that, but I'll also have one of my next big technical things outside of my big stress tests is getting Epic Online Services and working along with their anti-cheat system. That'll help with Legend of Eternia seems to be Ultima Online plus Level Editor. Level Editor. Interesting. I know there's a Steam MMO that was very Ultima Online. Dreadmist. People thought it was a little bit fishy, but there was an actual game there. I think there's some beef with the creator, and then some assets that he replaced pretty quickly. I don't know if it got back on Steam yet, but okay, so yeah, I'm not surprised with that. That's one of the big things for any type of MMO launching today is the server upkeep costs. And if you can create a great game, that's why so many of these survival games don't do like dedicated online play. Like your Enshroudeds, the new Runescape, I think also does it. You know, all these kind of like, even was it the vampire game? I can't remember what it's called. That's like the sort of action RPG like vampire game. I can't remember what it's called. You know, that you kind of create this actual online thing, but you put the server costs onto your players essentially, and then you distribute your server executable to all the server hosting websites. And that's the other thing is like I'm very focused on like there's a reason why I'm going to Epic Game Store. I care about revenue share like crazy. Revenue share, team size, burn rate. Those are the things I'm like, I want those as low as possible. And so like what I want for a budget is like the $2 million budget. That's like a 5-person team working for 5 years, right? Like, you know, that's kind of like what I want. It's like I don't want the core team is definitely staying under 10 people, and we're just going to build a small, very niche MMO. And then over time, it's like you kind of want, even if you had a big budget, you kind of want to start small. Like you want to start with a really small core experience, and then you're trying to be a forever game, right? And so over time, it'll get really big. But at the start, it's very close knit, and I take so much inspiration from just like how RuneScape is growing right now, classic hardcore WoW, and how their community's grown. Just the mechanics of classic hardcore WoW and what it's done for being a more social game is pretty incredible. And so that's another reason why like I don't want to do instanced dungeons at all. I want everything to be players communicating, grouping up to go do cool stuff together. All right. We'll see if this works. Do I have a... Okay, I do have a... I'm still so baffled why crafting's not working. Pop my damage reduction. When my character grows, I do get more damage and damage reduction as well. Ooh, I really need... I might be dead here. I'm so dead. Yep. Oh, I need to test dying. So there's that test. Now can I craft? Did it reset anything? Nope. Oh, I did get rid of all the quests. Unfortunately, I do not have... you get the quests again. I do not have persistency on your quest log yet. Alright, I might have to grind some XP to be able to take on 2 orcs. Also, if I actually got a weapon drop, that'd be nice. Did I screw up my music? I did screw up my music. I accidentally combined it into a... There we go. But yeah, the MMO genre is like such in one of the weirdest times it's ever been. It's such a weird time. And everyone knows like the Riot MMO is kind of like rebooted. No one knows where that's at. Even though there's been, I think, some good hires for it and stuff. And then Chrono Odyssey looks interesting. A lot of the New World people are going to go test that out. Ion 2, I think, has tanked. What is it? Whatever that Lineage game was, has completely fallen off. That's a good example of like spending too much of your budget on art and not enough on gameplay. The game's like freaking gorgeous as heck, but it's lost like all its players. And then they're like, a lot of people are hypothesizing about like, is the where winds meet type situation where it's like MMO light. Is that the new model of a MMO? I don't really think it is, but a lot of MMOs are going to go that direction, especially with where the winds meets success. But again, you know, we're building Tearyn to just be this tiny little thing. We want to carve out a tiny little cool player base and be profitable and pay our bills and build something cool. If it explodes bigger than that, fantastic. You know, all the better. You know, it'd be awesome to grow the team to be like 15 to 20 people with stability. But I wouldn't want to try and grow it more than that. Once you hit 20 over, like so many GDC talks just talk about, once you start passing that 20-person team mark, it gets so chaotic. You start requiring so many managers. And it really starts to hurt your burn rate. And so I want us to be as lean as possible. I also think the number one thing I think MMOs need to do in today's day is actually respect people's time. And it no longer can you just be someone's like full-time game that's all they play. They don't touch anything else. All they do is play your game. Like, I think that idea is dead. I think you really want your players to kind of come in, enjoy your game for what you have built and offered, and it's okay that they go and take breaks in between stuff. It's something you kind of want them to do. think that's just a big thing for sure. Lean, mean, game making machine. That's right. But yeah, that and like just really focusing on social aspects. Like I think Project Gorgon's like their community is like really interesting on that as part of it. Um, they have a lot of weird community events that people really enjoy doing. Um, it was cool seeing one content creator did a whole like video on, I think it was like called Dark Ages, like in 1999, like little pixel anime MMO, and like tons of people came back for this because this guy kind of made it, you know, slightly popular again. And they had been running a ton of different just weird like scavenger hunt events, community events, party events. Yeah, it was like a really cool little thing because I'd never heard of Dark Ages before. Another content creator, what's her name? She's a dev too. Talked about some MMO that they basically were like a moderator in for a while. Where is she? It's crazy how successful her she is slam dunking it on YouTube, especially as a junior dev, juniper dev. Like she is slam dunking the YouTube game. 327 subscribers, and she's like still in school for game development. Like damn. She did one on Zelda Online. This one. There's an actual like Zelda Online game, some sort of MMO. And so that was interesting, hearing about that. And then there's that other EverQuest like that I feel terrible for them. They went through a whole bunch of stuff with payment provider problems because their payment provider shut down, and they kind of got screwed over for almost like an entire year. It's the other EverQuest. It's like it's not Pantheon, but it's the other one like Pantheon. I can't remember. So many. There's so many MMOs. So many. Yay, level 5. Fabled Karma. I remember there was a medieval low fantasy survival game inspired by Shadowbane. Oh my god, I haven't heard that name in forever. That was screwed over by the payment provider. God, why can't I remember this name right now? Yeah, so Throne and Liberty is the game that just like their budget felt like it went all to art. Why can't I find this? This is not on Steam. Embers Adrift, is that it? I think that's it, right? Embers Adrift got screwed, I think. Oh, Life is Feudal. Yeah, I remember, didn't that like sort of shut down? Or I definitely know there's like a lot of, I never looked into that one really. I remember hearing there's lots of drama with it. Shut down, came back, yeah. That's one of the ones I haven't looked into. Yeah, Embers Adrift, they've been kind of scavenging around. They got screwed over by some massive payment provider that went under, and so they lost a lot of steam for lost a lot of kind of traction because of it. Basically, like almost an entire year's worth of potential revenue was like shortly after they launched too, I think. Just like, oh, just indie MMOs just have it so rough sometimes. Oh, that's cool. At least they have a good comeback story. I really can't wait till I have the funding for a proper sound effects pack. Like, oh my god. I'm mostly going to try and get this orc quest done. Overall, everything's kind of working right now. Oh, I can do a trinket. With the exception of crafting, for whatever reason. I also was just testing a lot of these like equips and stuff. I can't equip when I'm not allowed to equip. It's good. And I did do a little bit of a workflow change to how my stat system works. And so making sure all the abilities do what they're supposed to do. Even though I've already done like an in-editor test for everything. You know, sometimes things just don't do what they're supposed to. Payment provider was Xsolla, really? See, that's the weird thing. Like, I've seen Xsolla all over the industry, but I always hear about these weird issues that come up with them. And like, the option has been there through PlayFab to use Xsolla, but I've always opted for, when I build up in-game payment systems, I just opt for using PayPal. But I know there's like, in today's day, there's issues with that. So I'm looking into, so like, what I hope for is Tearyn to be like a very indie priced MMO. So flat cost box price fee, about $20 probably, with a $5 a month subscription. That would be what I want to do. There might be a reality that I have to do cosmetics with that. I'd rather not. But PayPal Business or Silmer is way better than Sola. Yeah, that's what I think too. So he bugged out for some reason. I just killed myself by trying to get this thing. No. Come on, come on, come on, come on, buff. Okay. Tree. Alright, we're good. Split the spawn. I did it. Bow or oh, I keep forgetting to so I mentioned this in some of our new videos, or I guess the next video I'm releasing talks about it more, but I'm trying some of the first systems I've implemented to try and like take your skill rotation, take the skill of the game out of just a button mash rotation, is your auto attacks will give you a, every 5 auto attacks you get a critical hit on your abilities. And so it's trying to get to the point where you're more conscious of like how you use your abilities, when you use them, and so your crits aren't a random stat check. And that combined with this kind of indicator down below shows that the monster takes more damage from behind. So the intention is there. And so you want to make sure you get your, activate your critical hit. Then you make sure you're, using your ability to get your critical hit behind a target type thing. So it's like trying to, it's one of the steps towards being less about button mashing and rotation and more about positioning and how our team works together on stuff. And then I'll play into even more when like I get kind of like a stun mode on the monsters, or stasis build up, or whatever you want to call it, stagger build up. And then they take even more damage during the stagger period. But yeah, on the payment system stuff, Epic now has web payments, and so I'm curious is if can you do a subscription through web payments? I still need to look into if like you do subscription stuff through the Epic Game Store. I don't think you can right now, but you might be able to do it through their web payment system. And the other aspect is, I think this is what Embers Adrift did, is instead of doing a subscription, you just buy 30 days of game time, and then you just kind of have that as a kind of so-called countdown in your account somehow. There's probably some sort of programming aspect to it. And so there's obviously pros and cons to that. And so who knows, that is an option as well. But Epic being, again, Epic only taking 12% of the box price, and then all subscriptions are basically, fully our monetization. It's so much better for us. And as we all know, like when you're doing an MMO, you just kind of, you go wherever the launcher is, right? That's just how MMOs work. And so it doesn't matter if it's like a custom launcher, if it's a it's on Steam or whatever. You kind of just go down. If it's a good game, it's a good MMO, just go download it wherever it's available. And so we shouldn't have to go on Steam and lose revenue for it. We just have to make sure we're a good enough game for people to want to just download the Epic Game Store and come to us. So it's just like, again, you know, when you've been in that kind of indie dev scene for so long, you realize how much just developers get screwed. Like there's a good talk from, they just started to do it a little bit. I'll pull it up. It's like Rami and blah. I'm a little tired. Mike and Rami, yeah, are still here. These are really good podcasts. And Rami's obviously a known indie dev in the scene, and then Mike is actually founder of No More Robots as a publisher. And he just talked about how you can have a $22 game on Steam, and you're only getting like $8 in your bank account because of just VAT fees. You know, I think that's even before taxes, like VAT fees and Steam fees. Like, there's just so much stuff that just eats away at your revenue as a game right now. It's wild. It's like, where did all the money go? That's why Tim Sweeney did what he did. It's like the people, like these stores are making more profit off a game than the actual developers making the game. It's like, it's just wild. Ah, repops. And let alone like taxes, right? Like if you get $8 in your account and you're paying taxes on that too, and you're down to like $5 or $6 per sale of a $20 game, it's like, what? It's before you're not even paying for employees yet. It's like, okay, I'm supposed to somehow pay a team, pay for a product, and also invest in my next products. It's like, what? It's absolutely wild. So one thing, I added a new, I want to camp the orcs for a bit, because I added a new, I think it's like a 10% chance to spawn a little orc boss. And so if I'll see if I actually get him to spawn. I'm basically starting to add in these little, and they basically are going to drop, have a good chance to drop the T1 weapons and stuff. I should be showing my ping too. Show ping, show FPS. Ooh, I'm dying. Shit, am I gonna die? Scheiße. I think I'm dead. I died. We go again. I will absolutely, when I feel like the experience is a little bit more fleshed out, especially with progression and stuff, and like I want to make sure that you get your abilities kind of over time instead of everything at the start. And then like talents and things, I absolutely be putting in like hardcore solo self-found modes. I want to promote the hell out of that stuff. Bam. So that's what I was talking about before. Once your auto attacks, you'll see and like obviously I have to have better UX for this, but once you start glowing blue, your next auto attack will crit. And so, kind of interesting things like that. It's gonna be a lot of unique systems. I have a whole system planned for basically creating us some sort of. Do I have a necklace? I don't think I have a necklace. Cool. I want to have some sort of like a combo system, and so like basically your abilities will you'll have like a 3-set combo system, and so if I use my Q, it'd be like a base Q type thing. Then you go into your second stage of your combo, and then it's transferable, right? So then I could use E, and E would be used the second stage of that combo, and then I could go back to Q, and so maybe it does an area effect or something instead of a single swipe or whatever. And so you can mix and match your abilities throughout the combo. It's like kind of taking like a New World auto attack, but having it weave into your actual abilities in ways. And I think that'll and like for like an enchanter, you could use your basically your pet to have a basic enchanter pet out, and then your second ability could be a stronger mez, because you're using a second tier combo for your mez, and it'll increase the duration of that mez. And then you could go back to a stun, and now you've just, because you're using your third combo, your stun, it's like a 6-second stun instead of like a 2-second stun. And it's like just it has a lot of different strategic balances in how you use your spells. And again, it's like you have to think a lot. Like it's mostly about thinking and strategy and planning, and having options to do different things. And maybe the third combo of the mez is actually an AoE mez. And so it's more of like, yes, you can just spam your damage ability if you want to do good damage, but then you could use this other ability when the oh shit stuff comes, happens. And it's like creating more depth, because I do want to limit the ability bar in EverQuest fashion to somewhere around like 8 abilities or whatnot, but have a lot of depth to those abilities and a customization to those abilities too. And so you might have a action list and like eventually a talent tree, of 50 to 60 different spells, and you have all these different ways to customize those spells, but you can only use 8 of them at a time type thing. And so that's kind of like the starting ideas for creating a unique combat system. So a lot in store. But yeah, I'm very excited. After I farm this orc camp a little bit, I'm probably going to try and swap over to the engine and try and fix this crafting bug. And from there, I should be able to submit a new client build to the Epic Game Store. There's also a weird thing going on. I don't know why. Sometimes the Cinti Studio textures aren't loading properly for some reason. This has been happening kind of randomly. And a little bit of my, you can probably see I have the auto attack swing timer here as well. Goes back to my days on WoW as a hunter and threading aim shots between auto attacks. But every time you use an ability, you reset your auto attack. And so there's a little bit of mastery there as well. So it's like, ooh, can I use the mace? I don't think I can use mace, right? No. Alright, back at this. I can't wait to design some of the puller classes too. We're bringing back pullers from EverQuest. So we obviously give the tank a little bit of tools to be a puller, but we want like monks and potentially bards and stuff, maybe rangers, a lot of different classes to be able to do different ways to pull. So we have a 5 and a 5. That's tough. Maybe I can skip them. Let's skip that pack. Probably should actually spam my abilities now, shouldn't I? Belt? Don't have a belt. Silk belt, baby. Getting those fat loots. I would really like a weapon, please. Hunter, hunter. Quickly, before the Pather comes. Oh. This is a big part of what we want to is environmental awareness. We want to have a lot of Pathers, and a lot of them will likely kind of be the monsters that can really screw up your flow. And that's kind of their design, right? That constant threat that you have to think about. I really like, so for a while there, I was doing some prototyping on games, and I think it's the 3 R's for strategy games. The 3 R's strategy? Is it the 3 R's? What is it? What is it called? I can't remember. It's the 3 R's or something. And in that, I like it talked about. I love the concept of strategy games where a strategy game is typically very slow paced, but people still like to play them, right? And so instead of, I can't remember what video I watched it from, but instead of high actions per minute, that was something like from an RTS game like StarCraft or League of Legends. It's kind of like high thoughts per minute. And as long as the player is actively thinking about what could happen or what will happen, that's enough to counteract a slower paced game like we're doing here. Slower paced combat, but you still have to pay attention. You still have to think about your mana, your health, your team, what they're doing, pathers, respawn timers. Like you're trying to track all of these things, right? And so that's the general concept of it might be a slower paced game, but that doesn't mean it has to be a dull game, a boring game, all these aspects. Hopefully not aggro anything here. Get this tree. You start using my E on my crit. I think it does more damage. So the warrior gets a buff, right? He goes beast mode, which gives him more power. So I can use my beast mode and then use my abilities when I have my crit to like maximize my potential. A ring. Do I have a ring? I do not. So far so good though on my QA test. I was really annoyed till earlier today. Went through the whole process of uploading everything to the new server. Even submitted a client build to the Epic Game Store, and I found out my equipment. I had a bug in my equip gear code. So I had to restart it all over again. And then PlayFab had some weird issue with servers rolling up. I feel like I need to look and see if I actually... I thought I had 2 patrols up here. I might have actually moved it by accident. Okay, desktop. That's not what I want. Tearyn. This guy's still low from last time I attacked him. The guy, I still have like the I want to improve my reset code for monsters, so I got the health reset turned off. Okay, Tearyn. But yeah, normally I'd be doing a little bit better solo, at least, because I could actually craft things. I'd be getting a full loot of my bronze gear, which would really help my durability, and I could eventually go into other stuff here. I wonder if I should make it so you have to have the bronze and turn it into iron. Because I really want to have that standard progression loop. Alright, let's see if I can take on 2 hunters. No, you're good, man. I'm just yapping away. I appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, I can take 2 4s now. Ooh, I'm almost level 6 too. I'm going to level up here. That's actually probably going to save me. Boom, level up, save. I have to move kind of quick here. Gotta keep my spawn reset split. He's level 3. I can smoke this guy. Okay. They're level 3. It's going to be also interesting too. Like, I need to eventually start doing Linux builds for my server. Because I have that option in PlayFab. And it actually reduces my hourly rate by a significant amount. And it'd be interesting to see if that has any performance differences. I think I'll have enough time to rest here in a second. But overall, I think the pacing on being level 6 at this point is pretty good for a solo. It would be a decent amount faster for the group. Plus, I died twice. And you get bonus XP in a group too. Alright, so over here. Graham! Hey dude, how are you? Been a while. Okay, did get disabled. Or actually no, that's not true. So it's this. Why is he not patrolling? That's very odd. I wonder why he's not patrolling. Because this guy's the only one that's actually patrolling right now. And yet this guy isn't patrolling. Very odd. Oh, maybe. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, man. So if you, I don't know if you caught up to us, but we're doing an indie MMO. I can't remember how long it's been. We actually, our page is now live for wish lists. You can search us up now. It literally just happened today. Ruins of Tearyn. And so right now I'm doing QA tests for our demo. And so when we do our playtesting, you'll be able to just download the demo from here and jump in. And so we're basically trying to do the wishlist push to hopefully get traction and get noticed by a publisher. That's like the long term. The short term is just having a really big playtest and kind of proving. Do I have a helmet? I don't think I do have a helmet. I don't. The short term is, oh wait, I need to pull this guy before this next one spawns. The short term is we want to have a really good playtest. I want to do a stress test basically, and I want to see if I can get above 100 people running around killing stuff on the server. And if I can get that, 1 to 200 is like what I expect to possibly work. If I get lower than that, I'll be disappointed. If I get higher than that, I'll be thrilled. There's a lot of things I could likely do to figure out. And ooh, finally, oh crap! I am so toast. Potentially. That might save me. And so, like right now, PlayFab servers are being a little weird. My ping's kind of high, I feel like. But it is a pretty, it's only a 2-core server right now. Kill him! Kill him! Like, what is going on with that ping? I don't know if it's just me streaming and that's why I'm lagging so hard, but yeah, so this guy's patrolling there, which is this guy. But then this guy here is not patrolling, which is a little odd. And if I believe which one it is. Is this the, nope, that's, this guy is the one with the boss spawn. Did I equip my stuff? Yeah, I did. Still waiting for my weapon. And boots, it seems. Those are all just silk, but... But yeah, how are you doing, Graham? Have you done any more Ludum Dares? Any Ludum Dares that you had fun on? I'm working on a larger project with a team of 4 people, 2 devs, 1 game designer, 1 industry expert aerospace. That's coming along nicely. Awesome. Can you talk about it right now, like the genre it's in or anything like that, or are you kind of keep it under the radar? And you're still living in Japan, right? Company management, very deep interpersonal consequences. Yeah, I get you. Wait, are you saying the game itself design is about company management, or is that like a way of saying you can't talk about it? just to clarify. Game itself is about company management. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, those things. A lot of simulation stuff like that is doing well. I think right now it's like it's a niche category, but doing well. Yeah, so it's kind of like what Factorio, but with people. You know, people are the machines in a way. So you gotta optimize the people. But yeah, that seems really cool. Yep. And you have to manage contracts and external expectations from stakeholders, reach key milestones, and develop the required tech, balancing meeting contract requirements with keeping your company moving along with the direction you want. Yep, that's cool. What type of theming are you having to it? Is it like, what are those? Are you trying to like have like a comedic kind of theme to it? Like, what's that weird? Like, there's the hospital game. There's those sim games with the God, what is it? They have a really funny hospital theme and stuff. They have a different one as well, I think. A sword. Oh my God! Finally. Think 2-Point Hospital. That, yeah, but more in depth and space company based theme. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. 2-Point Hospital. And then there's that Galactic one. That's like very similar to that. What is it? Galactic. 2-Point Hospital. Galacticare was another one. I remember seeing this one just from one of the publishers I was looking up. They were another indie company that their prior game was like a dungeon keeper kind of spiritual successor. So they had some lot of success with that game. I can't remember what it was called. Then their second game was Galacticare. Not quite. It's basically Alien 2 Point Hospital, but not quite the same, I think, as the stuff you're talking about. Yeah, I know they had a little bit of gameplay problems at the start of their launch, but I haven't checked on them in a while. But I know their publisher's kind of a relatively new publisher as well. But I think they've been doing pretty well overall. It's been a long time since I checked into their development. I can't remember if they did a full launch or if they did early access launch or what, but right now I'm just trying to see. I know it's like kind of not a very high chance of getting this, but I didn't even see if this spawn is working. So spawn there, and then a spawn here. And it starts over there, right? Do I maybe have it messed up? Okay. That's one. Yeah, so he spawns here. So full pop, there should be 3 spawns over there. But I remember just the nature of the games, people would finish like 2 Point Hospital and they'd be like, oh, I'll go play Galacticare as well. Awesome, Graham. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your dinner. And so one thing like I'm enjoying is like the level difference. You can really feel your level difference once you get it. And like it took me a long time to kind of break into this area, but now that I've leveled up, it's actually showing that I'm gaining a lot of power here. And it's getting easier and easier. I can feel the difference. Just by level gain makes a big difference. Alright, so that's one spawn on this corner here. That's this guy. So it should be 2, and I'm pretty sure when I walked up here there was 2 there. It's just weird that he's not patrolling. So I might have to adjust his location. Maybe it is off the ground a little bit. Maybe I actually have to pull it down slightly. and out, just in case. I'll try that. See if that works next build. There's the other patroller there. There's one orc. Haven't tested the buttons in a while. Alright, so that is clearly this guy. He's pointing that way. And this guy clearly is pointing that way. Just gonna try and have both of them spawn. And even though my ping is kind of high, it's kind of like also part of the intention in game design, is I do want the game to be playable in the 200 kind of ping range. That is part of the design of the game, because when we were back in EverQuest, even on WoW, I was playing WoW at my office on a company air card, and I could still perform properly. And so I do want the game to be playable in the 200 ping range. Hey, I got boots finally. I do need to really lower the armor amount on Silk. But it really feels like that spawn isn't happening. I'll have to make a note. Test ping with orc boss, not spawn, not spawning. Yeah, it'd be nice if my crafting worked, because I'd have an actual power potion as well, which helps a lot. I think it's like 5 power or something like that. It's a huge difference. Oh, I wonder. No. It's so strange. So if we edit this, enable everything. That's so weird. How could that not get enabled? Oh, did I set the timer longer on him? I might have set the timer higher. That's 3 to 6 minutes. So that's normal. So maybe it's just on a long respawn. I feel like I'm camping Stormfeather here. Did I quit my boots? I did. It's so weird. Wow, this guy didn't spawn. It could have just been too high. He was like slightly out of the ground and maybe just not spawning. That's all I can think of. Okay, on that note, let me go check. I will get this power spice. I think it's been a full repop and he hasn't spawned. Or that placeholder hasn't spawned. It's weird too because I swore there was 2 of them at the start. Alright, I'm gonna go test something else now. You know what? I might just park myself over here and just log out and get on the mage. Oh, it's the wrong way. Another bug I had, which was kind of funny, but I think I fixed it. But every time you walk in the water, what the? Oh, so that's the weird ridge problem. What the hell happened there? Water lake volume level did not load. That explains that. But I had a bug where when someone else, a different player, would walk into the water, it would trigger the water movement for yourself. It's kind of funny. Okay. What am I doing? Yes, logging in. I have to log in. Builds. gonna hop on a mage and just teleport around a little bit. And I think once I check on this, I might get level 50 mage. Let's do that guy. Overall, build looks pretty solid. I can do some quick dev tomorrow to figure this stuff. I want to finish it. I want to fix the bugs with a fresh brain. So I'm not going to try and... Yeah, all the water volumes didn't start for some reason. That's very strange. Client only issue. Water volumes. It's very strange. So I'm checking on a certain spawn over here with the orcs. Should pretty much be one-shotting these guys. I guess not one-shotting, but they won't be able to hurt me really. I'm 40 levels above them. Okay. Alright, I think that's this patrol right there. I think I only have one patrol over here, right? Yep. Yeah, he's the only patrol. And tomorrow I can test a few of the other classes as well. Even though I think everything's good, to be honest. spawns here, right? Spawns right there. I think. At the start of the end. That's the start. And then returns that way. I'll attempt a little bit of a camp. Oh yeah, I did forget to turn off all my... I think I had 2 windows up watching my own stream. Or just like the autoplay things. I think I'm just going to see if he pops once, and if he does, I'll be heading to bed. Regardless if he pops or not. I am tired. Yeah, I have some, I've mentioned this before, but I got some content ideas. I'll be going kind of hard on, you'll see a lot of videos from me this week, or this month. I have another video already done for the launch. Once I QA test this and it's all done, I'll be doing a bit of an unofficial playtest. And just for a little bit of QA on basically a bigger playtest at the end of the month. I have a few content creators that might want to join. We'll see, but we'll see. Oh, hello, Elemental Magic's card game. How are you? Are you a dev as well? Awesome. Let me give you a follow. I've made my own procedurally generated trees as well, but they don't look as nice. So we are using like a lot of marketplace stuff. So it's nothing that we've specifically made ourselves, but we we modify them, we refurbish them, we do like the standard game dev stuff, and like we've been changing textures and playing with materials, and then trying to group them together to create something unique. Yeah, so we're in the MMO project, and we've been working on this for roughly a year. Not even part-time with it, but we have our previously Unreal Engine tech creators, Vertical Third, and we're using that tech that we previously created from like 2019 to 2022 to build an MMO out of it. And so I'm QA testing my actual client build with dedicated servers in the cloud. And so this is actually using PlayFab servers right now. And so I'm connected to a live environment in the cloud. We take a lot of inspiration from like EverQuest and World of Warcraft. So we're trying to build something that's a little bit in between. We won't think that EverQuest is like a little bit too old school. WoW kind of went a little bit too casual. So we're trying to find a middle place on, you know, somewhere in the middle there. But yeah, we have, right now we're trying to push our page on the Epic Game Store. Literally just went up today. And so we basically are gathering wish lists and whatnot. To basically grow our audience and get a good playtest. We're going to probably doing a playtest at the very end of the month. That we're trying to do a really good stress test. I want to try and get 100 or 200 people in a single zone, and then in order to participate in the playtest, you'll be able to just download the demo right here. And this is what I'm basically testing right now to make sure it works. And so we're actually on the Unreal Engine live stream about kind of close to a year ago. I think we went on there in late March. Is when we went on there last year. But at the moment, I'm just testing a little bit of QA. I did some a little bit of workflow changes. So part of what Ruins Tearyn stands for isn't just making a cool indie MMO, but our tech vertical third. We're trying to make that fort engine model. Excuse me. And we're using our own tech to make vertical third, just like Epic Games uses their own tech to make Fortnite. And as a result of that, it improves their tech along with it. And so we're trying to basically follow the same suit, and all of everything we learned from Ruins of Tearyn, we're trying to bring back into and make our own tech vertical third better for everyone as well. Vertical third's available to just start on Fab for like $20, right? And so, oh my God, there he is. That's got to be the orc that didn't spawn. That's what happened. So for whatever reason, he didn't hit the. That's totally what it was. So he was a little bit out of the ground a little bit. I might need to raise the spawn stuff for that. Spawners scan farther below for terrain. And so, as a process of this, sometimes I am like changing the vertical third systems and workflows in order to kind of feel it out for myself and fix my workflow problems that I feel like could be improved. Because that ultimately is one of the biggest problems in game dev, right? Is we keep rebuilding the same systems and so many teams keep making the same mistakes. And yeah, so this one pather is not spawning, and it's that guy that was down there, and it's because it was just slightly elevated. Alright, so that was a good find. And so we want to be the best game architecture in the world, and you can't do that without eating your own dog food, so to speak. So yeah, for some reason the whole lakes and rivers did not get packaged for some reason. And if you look in our where the heck is my they're all here, but for some reason they didn't get packaged properly. I don't know why they didn't get packaged. So that's interesting. Where am I? That's the wrong way. We kind of keep the like weird, not weird, but sort of unlimited blink right now because it does help do a lot of QA things. Actually, before I had like a 1 second cooldown on the teleport just so we could zoom around when we wanted to. Alright, I think I'm going to call it. I've got a few bugs to check on. I appreciate everyone kind of like coming out and following and watching. I need to go to bed, and so I can sleep, do these patch changes or these bug fixes. I got a couple of them here. I do want to quickly check crafting, like what the heck is going on there. I bet you it's the start of my weird system I wanted to do. Request. Okay, check for ingredients. Yeah. If I'm a client, we do the request on the server. Check for the ingredients on the server. So why? Let's go to the crafting widget. Okay. Start client. So this part was working. And then we check for ingredients. Load that. So it could be this. Could be hitting this and not going anywhere. But I'll have to check that tomorrow. Yeah. Alright. Dunzos. Got some shit figured out. Got some QA done. And again, I was trying to do this QA because we just had our page launch on the Epic Game Store. I don't know, I just kind of went through this, but basically I'm QAing our demo here, and we're going to do a little bit of an unofficial playtest and get a couple people in here. We'll see how many people we get, just to make sure everything's working properly, and that'll lead for a very stronger playtest at the end of the month, where hopefully we get a big showing of around a few hundred people. And when that is live, you can just come to our page, grab the demo, and join the playtest. I also have a new video out today. If anyone wants to take a look at it, I'll be doing a lot more indie MMO content coming up. So we're trying to grow. We're really in a really big push to just grow our following and numbers as we try and kind of attract potential publishers, start conversations around that. So any help with subscriptions, likes, views, follows, especially wish lists, are very, 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 very. I probably should wish list my own game, right? Does it show wishlist numbers? I wonder if that's just an option on the Epic Game Store. I'll have to look into that. Let me write that down. Show wishlist numbers on EGS. Yeah, appreciate everyone watching me and following me. We're going to be around a lot this month as we do a big push, because it's just kind of like, it's honestly kind of a really good stage to be an indie MMO right now. Content creators are searching for indie MMO gems. There's like a lot of people lost for what type of indie MMO they want to play right now. And there's been so many indie MMO closures. It's just, there's a lot of, or there's been MMO closures, not indie MMO, but a lot of MMO closures. So the topic of MMOs is just like really kind of hanging out there. And so trying to just like get our little corner of the game, poked out into the table of other ongoing MMOs being built, and creating content around it, everything we're doing and how we're doing it differently. And this was a big video I did on how we're strategically building the indie MMO. And if you're into development, it's a good watch on how we're doing things a lot differently, utilizing existing technology, using a vertical third as our previous tech we've made, and all the different services that Epic Games has through like Epic online services and just Unreal Engine itself. These are the type of things that, and even using PlayFab as well, PlayFab or GameLift. Right now I use PlayFab, but at some point I'll try and test the differences between GameLift and PlayFab and see what the if there's any potential pros and cons to either. And we'll be ramping up a lot of. I really want to get, because this starting video is a little dated. It does like tell a lot about us and what we're doing, but it's a little dated, and so I really want to have some really good footage of, a good, even if it's 20 to 50 people running around doing stuff. I really want to have a good updated recording of stuff like that to really show what we're trying to do and show that it's an MMO that's functional online. Well, once again, thank you for stopping by. Keep a lookout for me tomorrow, and we'll probably have another video up here in a day or two, and even more after that. So thank you for watching.